these days have been for us a real, a powerful disruption of our normal rhythm and the way we do things. And it brings with its own stress, separation from friends and all that. And so I've been thinking about that and wondering, what exactly is our role as God's people or as a prophetic people. And I guess that's really what I wanted to share with you, and simple thought, really. And we could ask the question, what's a prophet? And I think that conjures up images of, the super holy person or the person who tells the future or understands hidden things. But I in the biblical tradition, I don't think that's what prophecy means. And I don't think that would be helpful for us. And I don't think any one of us feels like we could do that. What a prophet does is properly name things. They call things for what they really are. They are articulators of experience, and they're people who believe that God is present inside of that experience, whatever it might be, however holy or unholy it might feel. And I think because of our social network ability, because of our friendships and our connections, you and I, we have great power for prophecy, which is not to foretell the future, not to be the wise man or the wise woman in the room or the holy roller, but to be the person who is attentive enough to their own interior life, their own experience of feeling and longing and disappointment and faith and all of that, that we're sensitive enough to the movements of what's inside of us that we're able to bring it to speech. And that's prophecy. It's properly naming things. And I would say that theologically, philosophically, culturally, one of our big problems or struggles is, naming things rightly. And so I think that this time for us, when we've got more time on our hands or more alone time, it's a good time to kind of settle into ourselves. Like I've used the image that I think in Davis especially, I've been criticized for overly citing Nouwen, but we've talked about the soul as a house, that has light and dark places. And we don't do well with that. I've got my virtues and my strengths, my gifts, the things that I'm proud of people, that I want people to see in me. And I've also got those hidden places that I prefer to remain unseen. And maybe being at home, sheltering in place, means believing that, the grace of God is with me wherever I am. And that grace embraces everything that I think is wonderful about me. And it also embraces those things that I would rather not admit about who I am. And so I think that there's a real call as we're stuck in our houses to get in touch with that house that we're always trying to get out of, the house of our soul that makes us uncomfortable and restless and uncertain about ourselves. Because if we spend too much time in our house, and I'm talking about the soul, if we spend too much time sitting with the reality of who we are, we get very uneasy with what we find. And the prophet is the one who's able to name that and claim that all of that is within the embrace of God's grace.